Hey parents, so last night we continued our series Focus. And the big idea in this whole series is really pretty simple. If we want to follow Jesus, we have to know him. And in order to know somebody, we have to focus on them and give them our attention. Now, you and I both know that is really challenging. Challenging for us adults, but especially for teenagers with all the distractions they have in their life from screens and everything else, but also teenagers are just busy. They've got a lot going on. And so giving their focus to something can be very difficult. And so throughout this series, what we're doing is talking about four things we can do to give God our attention so that we can know him better and experience life with him more and more. And so this week, we are looking particularly at how we can focus on God through the practice of fasting. Now, typically, when we think about fasting and read about fasting in scripture, we're talking about abstaining from all food for some period of time. But I'm not sure that's the healthiest or the best of practices for most middle and high schoolers at the stage of life they're in. So, rather than talking about fasting from food, we're talking about fasting from things like social media or video games or TV or maybe something like sugar or caffeine. But the goal in giving these things up is to make more room in our life to focus on Jesus and to learn a greater dependency on him, to learn that he is the one that provides for us and he is the one who gives us what we need. And so last night we challenged students to do a couple of things. Number one, we challenged them to give something up for the next week. And again, that might be anything, social media, video games, or it might be something like sugary foods, whatever that might be. We challenged them to give them that up. But we did not just want to encourage them to give something up without giving them something else to do. So we also encourage them, once you've chosen that one thing you're going to give up, choose something you're going to do with that time or with that energy. In particular, do something that draws you closer to God. So spend time with God in prayer, or spend some time memorizing scripture, or spend some time doing your focus journal, which is just a devotional that we gave students last week that goes along with this series and helps them to focus on God and what he's saying to us. So that was the challenge. Give up one thing for a week, and in that time, do something that draws you closer to God. So let me encourage you to help your students find the time and the space to do this, to carve out some extra time that they usually wouldn't, and take up a habit of being with God. Hey, that is it for this week. Just a reminder, we've only got a couple of weeks of student life left. April 15th is our last night for the summer. We will have a summer schedule of a handful of events coming out very soon. So have a great rest of your week.